and welcome from the Four Horsemen Show. Today we are part of something special because we're going to talk about a brand new series. I am Minhaj from Bangladesh, and with me I have three of my best friends: Sagar from India, Tahira from Sri Lanka, and Natasha from Pakistan. And today, as I said, a brand new series. And as many of you have already guessed, today is all about music. So, music can uplift, connect, and spark lifelong friendships and whatnot. And today we are going to talk about it all, how it connects us all across borders. So, before I begin, just a small trip down the memory line where all of us were in USA. Yeah, we do that every episode. I know you guys are bored, but you have to hear it because I think that was the most common thing we have had, like all five nations all together. We matched in our tests and music. Sagar, I'll let you go first.
Thanks, Minaz. That was the beautiful time that when we had those. I would like to say music has helped us to bond during our PFP days, and most important things of that was those PFP 1 days when we have to go to this big David's van and everyone was like jam packed into it, and there was a song playing. Which one was that? चल छैया 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 चल छैया 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 छैया, and everyone we all were like छैया छैया छैया. So that was the point that where we all got connected and we were laughing in the van and bonding over those songs, that this song is from India and that song we also hear this song in Pakistan or Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. And second thing was that happened beautifully with us was that Hollywood corner that where we all went in that night, where that band was playing different musics and we all sang to different songs of each other's country. We actually asked them to play those songs like we had done that Baila dance from Sri Lanka, and then we have done some Atan from Pathans, and there was Gujarati Garba, and everyone was like playing with it, enjoying this beautiful time. So yeah, that was the epic thing, and we all bounded immediately on those floors of that Hollywood corner. So yeah, that was the one of the best memories that we had.
Oh my God, Sagar, you have just, I think, dragged us down the memory lane of Hollywood Corner. It was just, I think, our first week, I'm assuming. And that Hollywood Corner actually connected us. And it was just the music and the dance that really connected us. And it also felt like we turned that Hollywood Corner in Oklahoma into our own music video set. I couldn't believe how we all pulled off those Pashtun Atar to Hollywood beats by mystery dates. I really cannot imagine how we did that. But I think we were just so into the music, into the rhythm that every sound, every beat just helped us connect to that. And you know what? Even what made it even better was sharing our folk dances. Like everybody was doing their own folk dance. Sagar was doing his garba. I was doing my atar. Tahira was somewhat maybe doing some of her moves from Kandian, if that's how it's pronounced. And Minhas has a Kandian, yes. And then Minhas, you have your jhumur that you were trying to replicate there with your moves as well. And obviously, the I cannot forget the headbangs you did. How can I forget that? And you know, the first time I saw Garba was when Sagar performed it in University of Oklahoma's auditorium. If we all remember, when the world was falling apart, there were tornado alerts, but Sagar and Gajanan were dancing to Garba, and we were sitting and watching. And also, you know, the similarities between Garba are amazing because the beats, the moves, and even the colorful dresses are very similar. In Pathan culture, we have Kochi dresses, and they are very similar to those that are there in Garba. So it was really, interesting to see how we are similar.
Yeah, it takes me back to even the pond. Remember, y'all were teaching me how to do the Pashtun dance as well. Yes, and listening to all the Pakistani songs. That was really special as well. Another highlight to me was when I taught Gajanan how to do the baila on one of our many drives. And everyone in the van was doing the baila. By the end of it, including David was doing it. So everyone was like either changing a light bulb or like putting air in their bicycle tires. And then in the end, we actually did it even in the conference in Washington as well, amidst all those other countries. And they kind of pitched in. So that was really special, right? And I have to say, the very first Bangladeshi song I ever listened to was introduced to me by Anika during the program on one of our weekly long drives from Chalsa to Norman. Dokino Hava by Coke Studio has been on repeat on my playlist ever since. So yeah, it's unforgettable.
Memories, memories. So memories are, I think, they are double-edged swords. For example, when you talk about the concert in Hollywood Corner, it reminds me of a dear friend of ours who wanted to do the Pakistani dance with a Hollywood rock song for being performed in the concert, and in the process, he basically broke his leg. He got a sprain. He had to stay in bed for quite a few days. So we all miss Rafi, I think, here, and it brings back amazing memories. And well, we have talked about memories a bit, like trying to come back to reality because when we talk about US, our time in the US, it's always dreamy and well, double-edged sword. So yeah, let's kickstart the segment of music where we talk about our music scenes in our own countries and with let's say one of our favorite music in each language. So I'll go first. Bangladesh has been historically a land of many musicians of different genre. So starting from like Baul, Sufi, Fakir songs, and we have to name different legends if we are going to do justice to them. Let's say we talk about Lalon Shah. So he's not only a musician but also a philosopher and he was a spiritual leader as well. He wrote more than 1,000 Bangla songs and that are still widely popular all across Bangladesh and also the subcontinent as well. And he has many disciples across the subcontinent. And his song Khatar Bhittor Ochin Pakhi is one of the most deeply scripted. It has one of the most deeply scripted lyrics ever, talking about life and the meaning of it. So yeah, what about you, Tahira? What's one of your favorite music in your country?
Well, in Sri Lanka, we've got a mix of folk and modern music. So, and some, like, for example, like Manike Mage Hite by Urani. I'm sure everyone knows about that. It went viral all over the world and especially in the subcontinent. Um, but my personal favorites are sung by Bati and Santosh. And I think I know I've introduced one of their famous songs to all of you guys during the program as well. But if I am to be honest, my favorite local music has to be work from our national treasure, Premasiri Kemadasa. His haunting music never ceases to amaze me. I mean, he's long gone right now, but at times his music still shakes me to the core. I would easily compare his traditional folk music meets revolutionary Sri Lankan orchestra style masterpieces to the likes of A.R. Rahman any day.
Wow, that sounds incredible. But as we speak about the India's scene, means it is so diverse. Like we have so many good singers, like from Jagjit Singh ji to Wadali brothers, and then from Lata Mangeshkar to Arijit Singh right now, and from Shankar Mahadevan to Daljit Singh Dosa, who is one of the good pop star right now. But if you ask me, my all-time favorite song would be from A.R. Rahman's Kun Faya Kun. The way he fuses the traditional music, traditional Indian music with modern sound is pure genius guy. If you listen to Kun Faya Kun very carefully, and if you listen to the lyrics, it's amazing. And he has done so many patriotic anthem for India, and that's why I think he appealed to the global audience as well, and he got the Oscar for the same. So yeah, I would definitely go with the A.R. Rahman in that.
Wow, Sagar, I absolutely love that song. And Tahira, Maneke, I've used it constantly throughout my reels. I love that song. It's so playful and joyous. But like Sagar has mentioned a Sufi track, so I think I would like to mention the song Jhoom by Abda Parveen. It was a Coke Studio production that when we were traveling in US, we introduced our Indian fellows like Sagar, Honey to that song, and they couldn't get enough of it. It's such a beautiful song, and that lyrics part of where Abda Praveen says that Jo hai tera lab jayega karke koi bahana. It's just so beautiful, and like whatever is written for you, you will get it. So stop fighting for it. Stop ruining your peace for it, you know? So it's really beautiful. But my all-time favorite, and I really wish I was alive at the time when I mean he was alive right now, is Khan Sahab, Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. He is my all-time favorite. I just when I have to concentrate, when I have to enjoy, when I have to do anything, Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan fits right in any kind of song, any kind of mood. He just really kicks in. I think his voice is just eternal, and he was just that one artist that I've seen, regardless of the language, everybody literally swayed to his beat. And there have been so many videos, you should search on it, where Amitabh Bachchan is really, swaying to Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. There are so many different people from around the globe who don't even understand what he's saying, but they are, enjoying the beats. And we, Sagar, me, Ehsan, Afra Sayab, we used to go to the pond. I don't know why we called it the pond. It was just a water. I think it was just dirty water, I would say, guys. But yeah, so we used to go there and we used to play Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, and we used to play all kinds of old songs and just, listen to it. It used to be, sometimes it would be like, moonlight, and it would be reflecting in the dirty water. I won't call it pond anymore, but no, I think I want to call it pond. We loved it. So, Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, absolute favorite. Abda Parveen, and the list goes on right now. Kavish is also doing an amazing job in his latest Coke Studio production. Ali Noor is also one of my favorites. So the list goes on. I think I need to stop.
Yeah, you should sometimes. So, but can't forget those beautiful nights that we used to enjoy at the, and we call that it a pond night. And after all days hustling in the USA, means it's a new country, jet lag was there, and everything was hitting us hard in a very difficult way. But in the night when we used to go there on that, the whatever you call the dirty water body, but I would love to call it pond. And we used to play those songs, and it take us to the different back to our countries, back to our homes, and just if the name whenever it comes to my mind, I it automatically takes me back to that night and those moon and pond and friends that we had around us. And what else do you need? Means songs. But remember our last night in Norman, where we all were struggling with the all that we need to leave and everything, and we went to that pond, and we all four of us and Afrasia, Besan, Ranjula, and Jax, and everyone had joined us, and we danced on Garba and Attan in that full moon night, and those beautiful songs were playing, and we all were dancing on that beats. I think that was one of the my best memory of my life.
That's so touching and so true at the same time. It has been an integral part throughout the trip, actually, whether it's in the porn party, as you mentioned, or inside the dormitories where you used to party, like almost every other night. And also in the cars where the hot seat, it used to be contested in during the first days, but then when everybody understood that there is no point calling shotgun, it's better if you let Minhaj sit beside the driver so that he can play the song that you love. So that was my secret recipe. So I could impress absolutely anyone because I listen to all sorts of music. So first to go down, I think, was the Indians. So they were like not convinced first to let me sit there because they thought I would not be able to play their songs. But they were blown away when I played the songs from Adnan Sami, Jhalak Dikhla Ja. And he was looking at me, bro. How did you know this song? And then I think then Natasha. At one night we were in Elani's car. Oh, Elani was so pleasantly surprised with my music choice, and she was one of the most impressed persons I think with my music choice and my variations. So, and I was doing my thing, and Natasha was in that car that day. And then she was like, "Whoa, Minhaj, your choice in music is amazing. It's so good. It so matches with me." I'm like, "Okay, high five." And then people thought I don't listen to Sri Lankan songs. I mean, this guy cannot listen to everything, right? And then I played Rambari in the like one of the parties at night, and Faraj was looking at me like, "What? How do you know this song?" I'm like, "Dude, I listen to absolute anything, and music. It's a global language, and if you listen to the beats and if you get lost, I mean, it's amazing." And it was fun watching all of you dance on Deora in Washington D.C. When all of us in the last day of the conference. But yeah, I think with the fusions coming in the modern ages and let's say inspirational fusions like done by different parties like Coke Studio, especially, I think are bridging the gaps even more. We see seasons on every country, every other country right now with them and popular old songs being turned back and sometimes doing it even better. So as some of you mentioned, so these things are happening.
That's so right, Minhas. And you took me back to the conference night where we all were dancing like maniacs in that hall. And like, even if nobody knew the dance, everybody was right, in rhythm with the beats, I would say.
Also the South American songs, I must mention, our friends from South America and also like other parts of the world, they were playing their songs and we were dancing on them as well. And Sagar was like he was giving me a hard time because he was headbanging equally like with me. So it was a sight to behold.
And
Yeah.
also, Sagar was really struggling with the shalwar that we made him wear. To the Pashtun dress we made him wear, he just an a secret I would like to reveal here. He literally tied a
Oh,
belt on his shalwar so that he can dance crazy because it was
that
very
was
much
not
needed.
supposed to get out. I think
But
I think that Afrasi have
Okay, the
lost
editor will cut it out.
the part that holds the salwar, so I have to use that belt.
yeah, literally, I was in shock looking at him. Why did you tie a belt on the top of a shalwar? That's crazy. But yeah, anyway. So, talking about music and how it transcends borders, I would like to mention Coke Studio. It really connects especially Indians, like the recent blockbuster music, the song. It was viral throughout the world, especially in India. I'm not sure about Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, but it was really, really viral in Pakistan, in India. I'm very much aware of that. And you know that there was a part of the lyrics where I think they were mentioning Lucknow and some other part,
Ludhianvi,
Ludhianvi,
Ludhiana.
Ludhiana. So
ਲਾਈਆਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਲੁਧਿਆਣਵੀ
ਵੇ ਕੁੜਤਾ ਲਿਆਈਆਂ ਮੈਂ ਲੁਧਿਆਣਿਓ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਹਾਣੀਆਂ
yes, so you know that part of
that was
India.
yeah.
and Pakistan. It was beautiful to see, and that's when the Indians and Pakistanis got connected. And usually I would see them trolling each other, but that's the one time I saw that they were actually appreciating each other on social media everywhere. Then Parchana De by Noori and Shilpa Rao. That's an absolute favorite. Then there's a Sufi song, Tajdare Haram by Atif Aslam. That was a beautiful song as well. And it was actually, I would say the original by Sabri Brothers is my favorite, but Atif Aslam did justice to us, definitely. And then Minhaz, you and I created a playlist, if you remember, because Minhas and I connected, really, really connected through that playlist on Spotify. We still keep on adding to it. I think we have 50 songs or so. And we
No, no, I think we have passed 100,
Oh,
something
nice.
like
So
that.
we keep on adding to those to that playlist, and whichever song I
Yeah.
like, I add to his playlist. And I really loved Minhas playing The Night We Met. We were going back. It was a slow, evening, and it was we were rejuvenated by that Ferris wheel, and we were going back, and we were absolutely loving that night and that evening with Minhas's music. So I think it was really nice to hear that. And I would also like to mention here, like Faraj and Tahira played that song Baila, and that song really automatically you start wiggling to it because it's such a nice song. And I just it wasn't just Pakistani music that I adored. It was music from around the world. Like you mentioned, the South American songs, they had such amazing and the Arabic song, how could you forget that, Minhas? Those Arabic songs had beautiful beats, and you could actually start wiggling to them as well. So indeed, I mean, I was able to connect to most of us through music and dance here. So
Yeah, means wow, it's amazing that how Coke Studio has built a bridge across the cultures. Like there is an Indian version of Coke Studio is there, and I love that they how connect combines the classical and regional music and give it a different taste and different. Like in India right now, there is one trending song and which is going to be played in Garba soon is Khalasi. Okay, it is one of the beautiful piece from the Coke Studio India version. And I would like to thank Natasha for introducing me to the Pashto songs. One of my favorite would be like Gulde Pa Zulfo Bande Katar Di. I don't understand the lyrics or the meaning of those words first, but then I grew to it and I'm in love with that song. And the Parchana, the how I can forget that beautiful song, that Parchana de. Then I forgot the different part. But yes, Parchana de is
don't ruin it, Sagar. Don't ruin it
no,
for
no,
me.
no. I'm not ruining it for you. I am enjoying it for me. So let it be. So yeah, cut. So yeah, Pachina Day is one of my favorite, and so it became all time like favorite, and you cannot understand the lyrics of the word, but you love the beats, you love the how singer is singing the song and how the music and melody is giving a life to that song. So music has that power, and we can see that even when Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan Saab was singing or Jagjit Singh Ji was singing, and if you see their old concert, people were like crying and laughing and dancing and enjoying like it is from their heart. So for me, music would be like that. It connects people's heart. Yeah, that's what I felt. What do you say, Taira?
Absolutely, Sagar. No, absolutely. I completely agree because from the time I was growing up, my mother was a big Bollywood fanatic. My mom, my dad, they loved Bollywood movies and they loved Hollywood movies, and they would watch everything and cry their eyes out and not even understand a single word that was said. So I did the same thing. So yeah. So um, so when it came to Bollywood music, that was my favorite when I was growing up. And up to date, the Indian national anthem still gives me chills. I would just talking about it is just giving me chills. Like you can't do better than that, right? But and yes, and as I've mentioned before, it was love at the play of a button when Anika introduced me to Dokino Hava as well. If you told me a year before that I will be sitting in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma, surrounded by Bangladeshis, Pakistanis, and Indians, listening to Bangladeshi music together for the first time, and would be dancing to Cheya Cheya non-stop for weeks with my new friends, who I now call family, I would have laughed in your face. So, yes, that's the power of music. It breaks down barriers. No matter where we come from, we can connect emotionally through these sounds and rhythms. Platforms like Coke Studio just amplify that connection.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, I hate to say this, but although I promised to the audience that we would keep it limited, the experience discussion, I think we have done quite a lot of it and we could not restrain ourselves. But it's okay. It's okay. Memories are wonderful. We all know that. And, but let's shift the discussion to a more recent topic now. So we're going to talk about the present a little bit. And this episode started with me humming a particular song that you all might know because it's obviously trending right now because this is the song that a band has released after 7 years. Obviously, I'm talking about Linkin Park and the new vocal, Emily Armstrong. So when we are talking about a legendary band like Linkin Park and even more legendary vocal like Chester Bennington, whom we all lost him through an unfortunate incident, we all know, 7 years back. But and the emptiness that he has left can never be fulfilled. But then again, the band took the step of like getting a new vocal, and Emily has released a new song with them, and have already announced their tour dates. I'm not sure how many of you are going there, but like, of course, there are discussions. So it's not uncommon for bands to change their vocals or sometimes natural. The vacancy happens naturally, but the audience we usually see a mixed reaction in terms of when the band is very popular. Like in Bangladesh, we have had bands that have been there for like a few decades. Like there's a band called Black, and the lineup kept changing. But recently, they have done a reunion concert, which was a super hit, of course, and all the old members, the OG lineup, came back. There were controversies when Shironam Hain, another popular band, got rid of the vocal, who is still very popular, and now the fan base is divided into two. So we can't keep talking about that, but I'm gonna ask this question to Tahira first. So what is your personal opinion? How do you like Emily Armstrong as the new vocal of Linkin Park?
Let's be honest, no one can replace Chester. But if anyone is to take over the reins, I think Emily is a good replacement. That's the beauty of music. It can evolve if it need be, right? This reminds me so much of the Sri Lankan band Gypsies. They were an iconic band that had major baila and calypso music from the 1770s to about the like the early 2000s. But after the death of the lead singer Sunil, it was never the same. So that's the other side of the coin to bands that lose a member. It's always not a happy ending, and it shows the brutality of the music industry as well. So there's always a critical aspect to any evolution to the music industry, I feel.
Indeed, Tahira, and it reminds me of in 2021, Pakistan's most beloved band, Strings, broke millions of hearts when they announced their decision to part ways. You know, after an incredible journey that spanned over almost 31 years, Bilal Maqsood and Faisal Kapadia mutually decided to end the band on a high note. They had always dreamt of a day when they would be at their peak, and that's when they are going to break off the band. So, releasing a song like Urjaun and Sajni, and just, deciding to, instead of just keep on producing more songs, they said, no, now is the peak, and now we need to part the ways. So it was like, not a dead band, just, phasing out, but it was the most impactful band which was at its peak decided, okay, we are now going to hurt you by just breaking off the band. So it was there are other examples like Jal band. They had their conflicts, Atif Aslam and Gohar, when they had to, part their ways after Adat. But this was a beautiful ending. Painful, but a beautiful ending, I would say.
Yeah, controversies into bands and different artists is not a new thing in India too. Like we right now, there is one conflict going on between the. I think conflict was very much prior, but now it is surfacing on the feed, and both of the artists were giving each other a different hats. Was like Honey Singh and Badshah, if you know them. So they are one. They have created one beautiful platform called Mafia Mundi, and they both rose from that and. Eventually, they parted from there, and Honey Singh was doing different things. Badshah was doing different things in the same genre, and both were like literally fighting and literally cursing each other that he stole my songs, and another one was like a small child. They were quarreling, and it feels a bit like difficult as a fan to digest this type of things. But yeah, I think controversies are part of the music industries.
And Indians, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
Just a
just
Bollywood
like
drama.
Pakistanis. Have you watched any of the Pakistani dramas? Have you watched any of the
Uh,
Pakistani dramas?
guys, cut. Okay,
You have to
so
tell her that.
who? And the editor is not she. The editor is a he. Okay, big shout out to our friend Shoaib who
Yeah.
does all that. Okay. So, people, I hope you've had fun in today's episode, whether you could relate to our stories or not. I'm sure you have your own particular stories about music and your own opinions about uh, particular musicians and the breaking of bands and whatnot. So let us know how you feel about the latest edition, resurfacing of Linkin Park. Are you going to listen to the new vocal or are you going to stay with the old ones? For me, like I listen to both, if you ask me. So I defer everything. So I can't be much of a chooser. So I'm going to end it with a few honorable mentions with some international bands as well. So I think for me this year, the most impactful memory and like experience of a lifetime was seeing Coldplay live in Bangkok in February. Experience of a lifetime. You should do it if you haven't done it already. And I should also mention how some particular songs became part of the whole tour for us in the US. I won't ever be able to forget the last night we had together and all of us were circling each other and we were singing loudly to Night Changes. Uh, so that one. And to end with, I won't ever also forget what we did in, I think, Faraj's room. We played that song that has translation in every language. You remember the song? It's called in Bangla, Baba bole chhe boro hobe, Papa kehte hai tera naam
Naam
karna. I
karega.
messed up the lyrics. So we had like translations of that song like in every language and we used to we sang it together, so that was another peaceful memory that we had. So yeah, so if we keep talking about music it will cost us the whole night, so we are not going to do that. We are going to break it into episodes. So this was the first episode. I hope you liked it, and see you in the next music and we'll listen to it together.
Exactly, music, much like our friendship, bridges distances and differences. It's a universal language of the heart, And on the last note, I would like to add one more thing here is again from our USA PFP journey that on the last night, I think we all were running in the Georgetown, Washington, DC. And on the speaker, we were running that song. Which song was that,
Doom.
Natasha? Do you remember?
Doom.
Yes. So we had put it that on the loudspeaker in the USA, and we were walking all group of like 8 to 10 people in the park, and that song was playing like "Joom Joom Joom Joom." So yeah, that was one of my favorite memories of all of us together as a friends, as a family, and yes, music connects us all.
Indeed, Sagar, I cannot forget that night where we all, Tahira was there. I'm not sure if Minhas was there with us or not. We were just roaming through the whole town with a speaker and just imagine a third person watching us. They're going to be
You yes
judging us.
person.
But it was so impactful, and music is actually impactful. No matter where we are, it has the power to bring us closer together. And on a last note, I would also like to mention, we mentioned PFP so many times. I think it's high time we need to do a session on PFP and let other people also enjoy the magic of PFP. So maybe it's a suggestion, and we should look into it, and we should do a session on the Professional Fellows program, how to apply to it, what are the important factors, etc. So go on, Tahira, please. Let's end this session.
Yes, I agree, Natasha. We need to have a episode on that for sure. And yes, I agree with the three of you. Music is the ultimate connector, uniting people across countries, cultures, and continents. It's a key part of what we celebrate here on the Four Horsemen Show. Imagine if we organize an event to promote each other's music. Such a gathering could be a powerful tool for fostering peace and understanding, right? By showcasing our diverse musical heritage, we can highlight our shared humanity and build bridges between us.
I think I'm going to. You all know that who is going to be the DJ in that program. No.
DJ is booked, bro.
DJ Menu! All for DJ Menu!
Okay, people, enough for this night. So we'll see you all again in the Four Horsemen show. And yeah, that's an interesting idea. Let's have an episode on PFP, but we need to make it interesting, though. I mean, it cannot all be all the discussions, and we need to have some fun. I think we need
We
to
will make it fun.
do some variations. We need to do some variations and have some surprises for you. So yeah, until then, goodbye, people. Goodbye from the Four Horsemen show.
Bye.